Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight we're going to be welding my least favorite catch can, which is the EVO 6 catch can. I really don't like welding this catch can, but it's still quite popular, so I keep making it. I've taken it off of my product line once before and made some people unhappy, so it sticks around even though I don't enjoy making it. I haven't had 2 minutes to scratch myself today. Nothing is organised. Chris is here. G'day Chris, thank you for stopping by. Hope you had an awesome long weekend. I haven't checked either of my two auxiliary cameras, so this one. That is right there, and we'll just check this one real quick. I hit start streaming, and once I hit the start streaming button, I can't adjust any of these things. So I just have to wait till the stream starts and do a bit of adjusting live. So, and this camera here is on and working on the Sigma 16 lens, which is the lens that I've been trying to use this whole time. We managed to stream with it last week on the last day of streaming. I think Thursday was the last day we streamed. And it's still rolling today, and man, it looks good. I'm a big fan of that Sigma lens. Had a quiet one. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I had a good weekend. I came in and worked on Monday, but had Saturday and Sunday off, and yeah, just also just a nice quiet weekend. So this part, let's jump in here. So this part is mix and match between old laser cut parts, old tumbled parts, and all the baffling and the filter basket are all new parts that I just cut the other day. So a couple of things that I don't like. I have fixed over the years, but for some reason, I think it's because these are old parts. This one didn't have this curved panel here. I've made some adjustments over this section, and I've always had this big gap here. So on this one here, I've knocked it down. You can see the distortion in the plate where I've knocked it down. And I'm not sure. I'll have to go and check the files out. There's been a couple of iterations of this catch can, but the thing that I don't like about it, two things that I don't like about it. One, all the internal baffling has to be done in this little snout section because the inlets are up here. So the internal baffling in here is just difficult to fit because there's not a lot of space to get the torch head in there, and I just really don't like this curve. I always struggle to weld it, and it's just a really awkward one to travel around. It's really tight. It's actually too tight for my slip roller. I slip roll it as tight as I can, and it's got a flat section either side, so it's not a feed through on the slip roller. And I always have to sort of manually manipulate it, and you can see it looks like you can see where I've reefed on it on 2 spots right there. Just like really difficult products, really difficult shape to fit in the vehicle. So this fits in the EVO 6. This goes where the charcoal canister is from factory, which is right in the back corner of the engine bay. So this curved section is the intercooler pipe coming out of the throttle body. So really difficult part to fit in shape-wise. You can see not a lot of clearance through this section here, and to keep it 3 litre to be usable with stroked engines, which are quite common on the 4G63. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I hate this product. I shouldn't say hate. I am very much not a fan of making this product, and I definitely have the intention to redevelop it later on. I guess next time a car comes through, I'd like to scrap this version and make something new. But it's unique and it works, and it's a very, very tricky design, which is kind of what I like to do here. Just going to swap out my cup. I think we'll check my gas lens out. I think the lens should be fine on this. So lens is good. I'm just going to swap this cup out if I've got some. Yes. We'll just yeet that one in the bin. So number 5 is what I'm running right now. Number 5, and I do just laser engrave my logo on them, just on a CO2 laser. If anyone sees this and they want custom work like that done, custom laser work done, I'd bloody love to take on more custom laser engraving jobs. Quite often that machine sits all day without being used. I really just use it for fun and for engraving my packaging, and I make some products that I custom engrave, but yeah, stuff like that would be really cool to do in bulk for people. Okay, so as always, we're going to start with the filter basket on this one. Better put this tungsten in before I forget, using a 2% lanthanated 2.4 mil. I'm going to start with about a 4 mil stick out, and I will ball that off straight away. Which, let's do that right now. We'll just jump into program number 10, which is just 150 Hertz at 5% on the AC balance. And let's get you in a welding screen, and we'll just round off this tungsten. Next time I do that, I'll take the time to zoom in for it, because it's pretty exciting, I guess. It's pretty exciting to see the tungsten dance around. So just going to clean up a few filler rods here. just wiping down with isopropyl. Tons of trash on these. This is two wipes. And yeah, so we'll start with just tacking up the 4 corners. Let's zoom. If we get this in the center, hopefully about there. So we'll tack up the 4 corners, and then again I'm going to weld across them. Seems to be working quite well for me. See if it continues to do so tonight. Hard to get you in focus there. There you are. We'll chuck your. It's because your helmet's half on. Put your helmet on, and we'll get to welding. definitely onto something with the welding across the part. I know I've mentioned it previously, but it's good to see that I'm getting consistent improvements by doing that. I think on the next catch can that I weld on stream, I'll try welding a vertical seam or something first and get a little bit of heat into the part. Find it hard to get the width on the stop starts, or at the ends of the welds rather. This filter basket is sort of like a double layer, especially on the end caps, it's double layered. So it is quite a big heat sink, but definitely getting a big improvement on those basket welds, which is excellent. Next up, what's going on here? Next up, I want to weld this seam. Where are you guys? Down here. Haven't solved this Velcro problem yet either. I want to solve this. I want to weld this seam here first, which I want to do that on a pulse setting, and I'm going to use pulse setting number 4, which is 60% on time at 120 Hertz with a 1 second pulse. I think it's set at 150 amps max pedal. I've been welding on that setting all day today, doing some intercooler pipes for a job. And I almost welded this seam here when I was tacking it together. You can see here I thought about starting, but I thought no, I better keep the pattern for, not so much for the stream, but for the build sake. So I'm going to weld up in this direction. You're probably not going to see much. Just pop your welding helmet on if I can find it. Right there, and we'll get to welding. Nice little short and straight weld there. Got a beautiful little weld up that seam. So we'll go back to program number 1. Always push all the wrong buttons. So go back to 110 amps, 123 Hertz. AC balance is like 28. I think I'd know that off by heart by now. And I want to start by welding up this curve at the bottom. I think if I can prop the tank up like this. Let's get another block. And get you looking here. I'm going to just go across. It's almost a straight line from this angle. There is a little bit of a gap. I'm not going to... Oh, I might be able to... I'm not going to spin around. No, my cable's not long enough to show you there. But we'll weld right there. I'll pop your welding helmet on. We'll jump in here. Right, so a little bit of overhang there, and it sort of shows in the weld. We've got a little bit of height. We can grab the camera. Actually, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, not bad at all. So next up, I want to buzz around the top. So the part facing me right now is the front of the tank. I generally like to try and get my stop-start at this corner of the filter. So I'm going to weld across here. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit further. And find some focus, like so, and let's weld. Okay. All looks good, so that's the downside of zooming the camera in, is that when I finish the weld it's very difficult to show it. So a couple of really nice welds right there. Now is the part that I don't like at all. So I will just swap out to my curved prop. I don't think the curved prop is the right tool for this job, but it's all I've got. There's a little bit of warping going on right there. We'll just pop him into place, and I will want to just get a better tack on that little back corner on that snouty part there. So focus. Oh, there you are. All right, we'll just lock this with the third hand, and this is what we're going to have to do. Let's see how it turns out. Put your welding helmet on. We'll jump in a welding screen. Okay, well that's as good as it's going to get. Really, oh, you guys are too heavy for yourselves. Let me try and tighten up this arm. Okay, this, where are we here? Once it goes round that curve and straightens out, I really find it hard to reposition. I should probably try stopping and restarting, like repositioning the part and restarting, because this section of the weld is fine. This tack here was super large, which you can see that it's a little bit different to the rest of the weld. But I mean, all in all, that's still a nice weld, so can't really complain. But we're done with the curved prop now. Go back to this straight boy. And let's start using some chill blocks. Not too bad, Chris. I always, doesn't matter what I weld, I always want it to be better. So I'll never truly be happy, but it does the job. It does the job there. Yeah, I'll just buzz across here and then we'll reposition for this back section. Pop your welding helmet on and jump in here. Okay, let's just reposition for this straight section. And somewhere there is probably where I'm going to weld. You come along here and we'll pop your welding helmet on and dive in. Alright, same story. I had just a bad tack there, and it definitely shows on the finished weld. You can see somewhere here, just here, just had a bit of a bad tack, and it does sort of show in the end product. This the rear bracket for this tank welds right here. Not that it's a bad weld by any means. It's one of those things that really stands out if it's pointed out. This little bit here, what can I do? I'm focused there. There is just a little bit of a gap here that I'm just going to slightly knock in. Actually used my TIG finger as a TIG finger today. Such a handy little tool to have. Usually I use it as a buffer to stop my gloves melting to the part, but today I was welding some 3.5 inch 1.6mm aluminium pipe, and TIG finger came in super handy for that job. Oh, very difficult to find focus today. You're right there, so you're going to weld across here. Let's pop a welding helmet on, if I can find it. There we go. Talking to nobody here. Just threw you out of focus there, trying to take your welding helmet off and twist in the wrong dial. That was a nice little weld. You can see as I came around, I really widened up here And I'm really happy with how that little strip of weld turned out. It looks really, really nice. I might go ahead and do a couple of these vertical welds. That's a good spot right there. Yeah, just doing some intercooler piping today. I had to weld up a couple of donuts, and they vary from sort of 2 mil to even 0.8 mil in some parts. But yeah, tried to do a intercooler pipe from the intercooler to throttle body, so yeah, cold side pipe, in one length, so through the wheel arch and yeah, just with one V-band at each end. It's quite a interesting task with not much wiggle room. It was I want to say it was a fun little job. It was a challenging little job. Chuck your welding helmet on and let's weld this one out. Yeah, for sure. And the throttle body side was all mandrel bends, so not a lot of room for error or I don't know. For me, using mandrel bends on something with V-bands at each end, like super tight tolerances, is yeah, it's very difficult, I think, to pre-plan it out. I don't have mandrel bend jigs at all to help with any of that. So, but got it, nailed it. It was a really good job. But got the other side to do in the morning, and she's all done. I'm just going to tack up this corner. It's just pulled away a little bit. And why did that camera freeze? I need a better situation for putting the mouse away. I need like one of those bedside tables, like little laptop thing that rolls around, maybe. See if he comes back. He's back. I found so this camera that looks at the weld is with a HDMI output running to a capture card, and I found that the capture card in the computer, sticking out the back of the computer, was overheating, which was causing some of the issues that we were having. So I've relocated it to an exhaust fan on the computer, but I've ordered a whole bunch of heat sinks to try and wick a bit of the heat away. But really, I don't see anybody else having these sorts of issues with streaming, but I don't see anybody else streaming welding, so I think that's most of my issues, is the fact that I'm running this welder so close to all these electronic things. But I don't know if that's a symptom of why this camera freezes. I think when I pull it too close to the torch, it occasionally freezes. We're going across here. You can see that pretty well. Let's chuck a welding helmet on. Okay, oh, you didn't get to see, not too bad. I've got the delayed stream up on my phone, so I can sort of see what you can see. I can't see any of the stream information, but I am looking at the picture. Just to, I often wonder how in focus or in view the actual welding portion is. But, alright, this last straight, and then we've got these sort of tricky bits down the bottom which will require some tricky propping. Chuck a welding helmet on and weld. Okay, that all went very well. Here, no, can't show you that. Let's prop this guy up and see what we can do. Actually, I'm gonna have to buzz around this little snout section. So this is going to be down this way. Gosh. Down here, I'm going to rotate. I need to get that over the center line somehow. There maybe? Nope. Right there. So I'm going to weld that. I'm going to weld this. You're going to see both of those. Let's get it done. Okay, the usual trouble with the baffling on the inside acting as a heat sink and the holes and whatnot. But now that I'm looking at it for a second time, it's not quite as bad as I thought it was. What do we got now? We got this awesome angle, this double angle situation here. This, there we go. No, yes, no. So, welding this right here. Welding helmet, welding screen. nice little downhill weld. Right there, looks really good. I love the contrast of how shiny the weld is compared to the tumbled part. It really makes it look super shiny. Next up is this vertical seam. I actually want to weld it in this direction. Across here like this. And if you're right there, that's not too bad. Let's find your welding helmet and go. Looking, and there, that weld felt great. That was just having it propped up so the point was up high, just gave it a really nice angle. Makes me think I should build jigs to get that sort of torch angle on every weld that I do. It's just really a joy to weld when everything is pointing the right direction. Now we got this tricky situation here. This arm that there's camera on, the bolts keep coming, bits and pieces keep coming loose, I think. It's a boom mic arm. I've got a little mirrorless DSLR, like a little tiny, it's a point and shoot camera with a DSLR lens on it. It's just a little bit too heavy for this boom arm. Sweet looking weld. Yeah, I assume the timing of your comment coincides with this double angle one, which it might even be the best weld that I've done tonight. But I appreciate it, thank you. So what do we got? I can see a gap in the screen there. So I'll just close him up. This is, where are you? You're over here. So this panel we're about to weld here is a bit of an overlap. So you can see this bottom plate is sitting flush with this top plate. So that poses a little bit of a problem on getting the weld to sync. Plus we've got the baffle here, which is just that monster heat sink situation. I want to weld across here, then across here. You're going to see both of those. I do need to get a tack here. You can see, what have I got to point with? You can see this panel here. The tack isn't touching it at all, so I just want to make sure that that's all closed up before I cruise around that corner. Let's chuck your welding helmet on and get in the welding screen. Okay, got around there okay. Same pitfalls with the hole and the baffle and all that jazz, but all in all looks pretty good. Got this little guy, this little just the little back side of the snout. I guess it's the front side of the snout once it's mounted in the car. Awkward little guy to get to, but let's figure it out. I might actually let you see what I'm doing first. So I might just use this chill block as a prop. Here, everything's falling down. I've got the HDMI cable and the power cable for this camera with a little Velcro. Instead of using zip ties, I use Velcro ties. And these grey gloves that I have are knitted, so they keep sticking to that bloody piece of Velcro. Every time I go to pull my hand away from the camera, I move it out of the place that I just spent so long trying to get it in, pointing in the right direction. I have the same trouble with the cover on my torch cable. It's a denim cover and I use the same Velcro zip tie and I keep catching my glove on it. Eventually I'll be able to get a set of those Devalo gloves again and that problem will go away. Let's find your welding helmet, get in the welding screen. Okay, I think we did it. Unless there's a cheeky seam on the other side. No, we got them all. So I think my favorite welds tonight are definitely on the bottom of this tank. Let's get this camera looking at. Oh, the camera froze. Awesome. Mouse. I think the camera froze. Yes. No? No, it didn't. I just I think I just put the welding filter back on. I think I took it off and put it back on and didn't realize I took it off in the first place. Alright, let's check this guy out. So, yeah, real happy with these guys up here. This curve. Definitely all this. The top of the tank actually looks pretty good. When I do this tight curve, I am super critical of it. I can definitely see where I'd like to improve it going around this snout section. But really, the whole thing looks really good. So this catch can is pre-sold. This is going to Mike Dale Automotive, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Mike Dale. So got a couple more to weld, but that's not going to happen tonight. Getting prepared to do like a fitting welding night. So go this way. Let's get this focused. This arm wants to collapse again, but we'll see how we go. Really good. So that's going to do it for tonight. We're at 1 hour and 7 minutes. While I was welding, I was thinking, I've got this tungsten dip counter that I popped on the screen just to be able to play with this counter button I actually would have really liked to have known how many filler rods I used tonight. I know that I pre-cleaned them before I start, and I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I maybe used 7 just by the marks on the paper towel, but I actually wouldn't mind having to know how many filler rods went into this weld, and actually all of them. One from a cost perspective, because I don't actually monitor welding consumables per product. I do per week and per month, but it doesn't have. I mean, you can obviously mesh all the data together and figure it all out. But yeah, I think that would be interesting. I actually just wanted to put this counter on because I thought it was cool, and to be a little bit interactive with the counter. But yeah, something a bit more practical and get a bit more use might be a filler rod counter. Just a thought that is now verbalized. Thank you, Chris. I'm relatively happy with how this one turned out. I think really starting to dial in these filter baskets, and it's nice to get this on camera. Really makes me think differently when I film all these welds and critique them in real time, to be able to make these really minor improvements to these products, and it's certainly showing in my products now. So I'm super grateful for these streams in that regard, as well as all the other feels that it gets. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. I don't know. I didn't see any of the stats tonight. I can't actually see any of the stats right now, but anybody who was here tonight, Chris, of course, thank you for popping in the chat and having a conversation with me and just being here. It's truly, truly awesome. I gesture here because that's where you are on the screen, but thank you so much. Anyone who came along tonight or is here now, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really like doing these live streams, and I would love to grow this into some sort of community. Right now, my commitment is to keep rocking up and later figure out how to make it something else. I think the main component is to be here at the moment, but I'd love your feedback. If you know anywhere that this could be advertised or would like to help out in getting this stream a bit more known. I try and stream from 5:15, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That changes from time to time, but that's the general aim. Wednesday night, so tomorrow night, I will cross stream on Twitch and YouTube to try and see what sort of analytics I get over there. But anyway, I'd appreciate any help in this streaming endeavor. I think it's really nice to be able to chat with people who are interested in welding and fabrication in real time, and I think there would be some benefit to some new people to welding that might enjoy to have that conversation with me and you in the chat as well. Anyone watching this after it is live, so the VOD, once it's uploaded to YouTube, hit that like button on the video. It actually really helps in other people seeing it. At the moment, I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so I'm very limited in my ability to advertise with the tools that YouTube provides. So likes, shares, comments, even dislikes actually help the video. So if you feel like it, click the button, and certainly a subscription if you're not subscribed to my channel already. If you're picking up what I'm putting down and you want to see more of it, definitely hit subscribe. That seems like enough self-promotion. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow.